Good morning. It is June 6th. It is D-Day that we are here to celebrate and remember. We are again staying near Sword Beach, so we're going to kind of walk down and see if they have anything going on. All of the big stuff this year is up at Omaha. We probably won't be able to make it up there at all, especially today. All of the roads are closed up there for all of the dignitaries and officials that are here for that big ceremony up there. We've been hearing flyovers for the last 30 minutes or so. I'm listening now. I thought I heard another one come by. So we're just a couple blocks from the beach. We're going to go down and see what's going on there. If anything, there's a couple of more memorials that we didn't get to see the last time we were down there. So we're just going to go and check those out and maybe see if there's any ceremonies going on there. And then hopefully give you a little more history of what the men coming onto Sword Beach faced when they were here 80 years ago today.
We are currently on Sword Beach.
There is a rather large group up ahead. I'm not sure if we've missed ceremonies taking place. Soldiers would have landed here about 10 minutes ago. It was the French and the British. And by the end of the day, I believe they had over 600 casualties here. We saw a boat kind of sailing away from here when we first got up, and I'm not sure if that was associated with the ceremony or not. Either way, we're going to kind of follow this big crowd. They seem to be slowly moving off the beach and into town where there are some more memorials. So we're going to just sort of follow along and
see what's going on. I'm just gonna cry again. So we unfortunately missed the bigger ceremony. It started a little earlier than we thought. We couldn't really find a place online that told us when it started. Andy saw it. He said that a single bagpipe guy got dropped off by a boat and came up playing, so that was pretty cool, but we did not get to see it, unfortunately, although getting to see the band play with the planes flying over was really awesome.
It's just a lot, you know? It's hard to imagine the water's full of boats. Oh, they're gonna play again, these two guys. Just picturing everybody trying to get up the beaches under fire. You know, they'd still be in the thick of it by now. Forces landed here at 7:25. They came in under moderate fire. It wasn't as heavy or as bad as Omaha or Utah up that way, but they did come in under fire. However, by about 8 o'clock, so right about now, they had taken the beach and most of the fighting had moved inland. So we're gonna kind of follow suit and go up. There's another big Scottish memorial just across the street up here. We're gonna go see that because we missed it the other day. And from there, I don't really know. We know that we're gonna kind of live in this area, I think, for most of the day, or just see where it all takes us. So the reason there's such a heavy Scottish presence here is because when they landed, sorry, I'm gonna cry again. Story of the day. The significance of all the pipes playing here for the Scottish is this guy. He was their unit's piper, and he played the men off the boats and up onto the beach, which is the significance of the gentleman this morning landing on the ship, or the boat that brought him up, and playing up onto the beach. Since we've been here, we have heard pipers in every single direction. We've seen people coming here and playing their bagpipes at the statue. As we speak, there's another entire band making its way up the street playing. So that's the significance. I don't want to get his name wrong. I just read it, of course, but I've forgotten it. I'll put it in here so that you know who he is. But what an amazing story to add to the history of this beach.
So we don't speak French, so it's going to be hard for us to kind of put into words exactly at all what happened there, but I believe because this is the place where the French invaded.
Yeah, they came ashore
here. They were doing a ceremony for those folks.
They had tons of military personnel, huge band, lots of veterans. There was a couple of speeches that, even if they weren't English, were very, very quiet. Even though they had like a big mic system, we couldn't hear anything of what they were saying. And then they laid a big, beautiful floral wreath at the base of the flags there. played some more songs. It was really lovely.
The coolest part was when I believe they played the French national anthem and the whole crowd
Everybody
sang. So
that
was super
really
cool. Now we're going to try to find something to eat.
We are very hungry. We're going to go back to the room and see if we can coax Dad out of bed. Poor guy. He is exhausted. He's pretty much decided he's going to stay in for the day. Andy was taking a nap. We're all just knackered. So we're going to go find breakfast and see where the day takes us. I did want to add that as much as we would love to be down on Omaha or Utah, where our guys came in so that we could get to honor them, it doesn't matter where you are here on D-Day. Without every single one of these people that came ashore, we wouldn't have gotten to where we are. So if you come and you're a little bummed because you can't get to the specific beach that you personally wanted to,
know that everyone took part.
Everybody took part. So just come and remember them all, because they all played a part. They were all important, and we should remember everybody. We have had lunch. We have had a nap. Andy has walked to Pegasus Bridge. The three of us are feeling the exhaustion set in. We are catching an Uber to Pegasus Bridge. Andy just got there. It looks like a madhouse, but we're gonna go anyway. We're gonna check it out. And I think there might be another, the original bridge isn't there anymore. It was replaced in, I think, like 94. But it is nearby. They just sort of moved it to another spot so everybody can still go look at it. So we're gonna go check that out, and then who knows? We are just down the street from Pegasus Bridge. You can see it from where we're standing. There's loads of information all the way down the street. We're just sort of hitting everything as we go. From what I know, which is very little, the guys in the gliders, were they our guys?
No,
They were British. Came in on their gliders at like midnight, middle of the night.
They came in when it was dark 30, and they landed. Some of them landed right at the bridge, which was very fortunate for them.
And they took control of the bridge and then waited for reinforcements to come. And they were late getting there because they had such a hell of a time fighting through to get to this point. So we're going to go check it out, see what we can learn. This is the original bridge.
One of the crazier things they did back in the day is they had gliders. This one behind me is a British glider. So they'd fill it full of guys and they would glide it in. It was literally made to be crashed. They would use these to just fly in places they couldn't hit if they weren't really worried about parachutes. They would land. Hopefully everyone would make it out alive. They didn't all the time. But when they did, you'd have an entire unit on the ground, and you weren't worried about parachutes and people getting super spread out. This is one of the crazier things that I've seen, and this is all pretty crazy, but the gliders always get me. I'm like, you imagine getting on that thing going, good luck, you're literally going to crash.
back in our neck of the woods now. We're gonna try to check out this museum, the Grand Bunker. It was a large German bunker where they kind of controlled all of the, Andy was saying, I guess like operations here on the ocean side. They close in an hour, so I'm not really sure what we'll get to see, but we're gonna try.
We made it through the line. We're in. We have 50 minutes. We're going to see as much as we can.
That was a really, really cool museum. You get to go through the entire bunker, and you also get the history of it as you're going through. So at the very beginning, you find out, I think I have the numbers right, that 3 soldiers took hold of this thing, and I think it was something like 51 people surrendered to 3 because they had seen everything else coming in, and they just knew that they were really done for here, that they had lost the beach. It was fascinating to go in and see everything. They have a phenomenal gift shop too. If you want a really good gift shop to get some cool little gadgets and things, they have a great gift shop inside. Out of everything, by far, my favorite thing was the landing craft that you get to kind of walk up in and check out. It really sort of puts things into perspective, what it must have been like for people landing on these beaches, dropping that door down and then just making a run for it. Back to the landing craft. We were about to leave and we saw a signboard. When we got here earlier, it was so busy you couldn't see the signboard. There were so many people. This landing craft was restored for Saving Private Ryan. They used it in the movie and then didn't need it anymore, got rid of it. Bob Orrell, who is the man who stormed this bunker, his son found it in a scrapyard in Portsmouth. It was going to be scrapped, and then he got it, and I don't know if he restored it again or if he just donated it to the museum. But what a story for this one landing craft. How crazy is that? After a long, wonderful walk down the beach, we are finally back at our place. It is almost 7 o'clock. We are all exhausted, so I think we are just going to eat what we got at the grocery store earlier today, go to bed in like 30 minutes. Another wonderful day in France in the book.